After a well-rested night, we wake up bright and early for another full day of travel. My legs ache by the time we make it out of the mountains, and they're aching even more traveling towards coastal coral. It's hard to walk through the sand with our boots and supplies, but we make good time and eventually return to the beach city. The sun lowers over the ocean in the distance, smearing the sky in pinks and purples. Golden light sparkles across the waves. I wish we had time for another visit to the beach. Nobody pays us any attention as we return to the inn. We plop down at one of the tables, exhausted. My stomach grumbles. I'm starving.
I'm pretty hungry myself. I'll go get us some food.
Please let me assist you.
As they stand to their feet, a voice stops them.
Excuse me, miss!
We pause and turn around. A young man stands from one of the nearby tables and rushes over to us. As he gets closer, I can see he's wearing a blue uniform with a mail bag strapped across his chest. He squints at Leanna, then lets out a sigh of relief.
Oh, thank goodness, I found you.
Leanna's brows knit with concern.
Can I help you?
He nods, face flushed from excitement.
I've been trying to catch up to you for days.
Leanna blinks.
Days?
He nods.
I missed you in Illumia. Someone said they saw your group head towards Costa Coral, so I made my way here. But after searching all day, all over town, I couldn't find you.
He frowns, his hands flying up into his hair.
The next day, someone pointed in the direction they thought they saw you guys heading. So I kept traveling and asking for directions. I followed them as best I could, but I got lost.
He sucks in a deep breath. His voice becomes higher, faster, and more distressed with every word.
There was absolutely nothing there but mountains, so I came back to Costa Coral. I decided that tomorrow morning I'd just go back to Illumia and see if you showed up. But then I saw you guys, and...
He exhales loudly, then rustles inside his bag.
Here.
He extends a scroll out to Leanna. It's sealed shut with royal blue wax. There's a sigil of the sunrise on it. Leanna freezes. His voice is hopeful and strained.
You are Leanna Dawn, correct?
Her face goes pale.
Yes?
I frown. What is it about that scroll that's got her looking so cautious? The Corey lets out a sigh of relief.
Great. I'll be on my way then.
He gives us a low bow. Leanna's hands shake as she breaks the seal and unravels the scroll. After she's finished reading, she looks solemn. What is it?
It's a letter from my parents.
Your parents? Leanna nods as she scans the page again. She looks up at us with worried
It
eyes.
sounds urgent. I have to go back home.
What's going on?
Leanna shakes her head.
I don't know. I've never gotten a letter to go back home before. So it must be serious.
Kara nods for me.
We'll go with you.
Leanna hesitates.
But what about Void?
Void isn't going anywhere? They can wait? Nothing's more important than your well-being, and it sounds like your family really needs you right now.
That's right.
Zach nods.
We go where you go.
Where exactly would we be going?
Hearthdawn.
Amelia looks thoughtful.
That is where the celestial mountain ranges are located.
Her eyes light up.
Perhaps we could acquire the extract of spirit flower while we are there.
Oh, that's pretty rare. It'd be a good find.
As the group chats excitedly amongst themselves, Leanna remains quiet. I nudge her. You okay? She nods and smiles at me, but her smile doesn't reach her eyes. My stomach twists with worry. I've never seen Leanna act like this. Whatever's happening, I'm sure everything will be okay. Pongo nods in agreement.
Poi poi.
He walks over to her and nuzzles against her boot. Her face cracks with a small smile. She bends down to pick him up, hugging the Pongo tight to her chest.
You're right. Thank you.
Poi poi.
The Pongo's voice is soft and concerned. It looks more like Leanna is hugging him for comfort instead of her usual fits of excitement over his cuteness.
In any case, it's getting late.
Kara stabs a yawn.
Agreed. Oh, I'm getting a bit sleepy.
We slowly get up from our table. Kara secures a couple of rooms for us and passes us the keys. The team makes their way to the rooms, except for Leanna, who remains seated. I sit back down next to Leanna. Hey, are you sure you're okay? She sighs deeply.
I'm just worried about going home.
What did the letter say? Leanna doesn't respond. My stomach clenches. Is it really that bad? She doesn't look up at me, but hands me the scroll. I blink, surprised. Are you sure it's okay with me reading it? She nods. I pause, unsure of what I'm about to find. Frowning, I unravel the scroll, revealing large, swoopy, elegant handwriting. The same sunrise sigil is stamped next to the signature at the bottom. Dear Leanna, it is of urgent matter that you return home as soon as you are able. Leon has also been summoned. Best regards. Bob. Who is Leon?
Oh,
Leanna blinks.
my older brother.
Oh, right. The Mage Knight in the Dawn family. She sips uncomfortably at the mention of other, but nods. The letter was pretty vague. Probably imagining the worst, too. I put a comforting arm around her. It might not be as bad as you think. Leanna shakes her head.
It's not that. I'm surprised and curious by the letter, but I think it'd sound a lot worse if something bad happened.
Then what are you worried about? Leanna's silent for a moment.
My family, they don't
She sucks in a deep breath.
exactly know that I'm a mage knight.
What? Her family doesn't know about something that's so important to her. What do your parents think you do then? Leanna pushes.
They think I'm just a mage working as a researcher.
Why haven't you told them? You've accomplished so much. I'm sure they'd be proud of you.
They wouldn't. My parents are very traditional. Being a mage knight isn't exactly normal for a girl.
That's really unfortunate. I understand why you're afraid to tell them. Leanna lets out a breath.
You do?
I know. You want to keep your parents happy and proud, and if they knew you were a mage knight, things would become more complicated.
Exactly. I figured I'd tell them eventually. I just didn't think it would have to be so soon.
No wonder she's so worried about facing them. Either way, I'll be here to support you. She flashes me a genuine smile and squeezes my hand.
Speaking of which, do you think you can also keep our relationship a secret?
A secret? Leanna nods. Don't worry, I won't say anything. Not until you're ready. Leanna sends me a warm smile. It makes sense. I don't want to pressure Leanna into doing something that she is ready to do. It's best to respect her and her situation. Her face softens.
Thank you.
She snuggles into my side.
I really appreciate it.
I wrap my arm around her. Oh, it's nothing. I can keep a secret. She smiles, eyelids droopy. She yawns and snuggles deeper into my chest. Finally getting sleepy?
I don't know what you're talking about.
A small chuckle pops out of me. It's getting late. Even so, I don't want to go.
Yeah,
She groans.
just a few more minutes.
She clings tighter to me.
Please.
I pull her closer to me and feel her smile beside me. She has a few questions about what my family is like, and I tell her some stories. She tells me more about her brother and how close they are. It isn't until the fire in the lobby crackles loudly, while bursting within the wood, that I realize I had fallen asleep. I looked down and noticed Leanna had drifted off too, still curled into my side. Leanna! She stirred.
Hmm?
Come on, it's time to go to bed. My eyelids feel like they're being weighed down by maple syrup, but I force myself to stay awake. She sighs deeply, then reluctantly lifts her head. Hand in hand, we walk up the stairs before separating into our respective rooms. As soon as my head hits the pillow, I fall into a deep sleep, a smile on my face. I naturally wake up early the next day. I guess I'm finally starting to get used to these early days and early nights. Zach is already awake. He nods a morning greeting. After getting ready, we head downstairs where the girls wait for us. We grab a quick breakfast, then head out into the city. I take one last look at the ocean. Goodbye, gentle ocean breeze. Leanna leads the way towards her hometown. I can't help but wonder what her family is like. Are they anything like Leanna? Will they like me? Around midday, we take a break from traveling. At least everyone else gets to have a break. Leanna pulls me aside for our training session. No rest for me. She leads me out into the field, and we begin our normal regimen. Our blades clash against each other, and the wind augmenting our speed and abilities. Fighting with her feels like a blur, a dance. It's easier to keep up with her, but Leanna still proves to be a challenging opponent.
Wow, you guys are fast.
I turn to see Kara and the others sitting on the sidelines watching.
Hey!
I whirl back around and Leanna swings. I yell, barely blocking the ball in time. Leanna grins.
Eyes on the battle.
Right. Still at the sight of Amelia sitting with the others sparks an idea in my head. Amy and I have been practicing fire magic. Leanna doesn't know that. I can use that to my advantage. Leanna begins to swing the blade again. Like usual, I draw upon the magic vitality, feeling it gather in my palm. As she moves to strike, I let loose a fireball and send it flying straight towards her. Her reflexes kick in and she cuts the ball in half, blowing out the fire. The flames harmlessly lick the air as it snaps out of existence. She freezes, shocked.
Fire magic? How is that possible?
Sakura and Pongo are equally surprised.
Am I still sleeping, or did he just cast something that wasn't wind magic?
That's crazy. When did you learn to do that?
My grin brothers. It's all thanks to Amy. Amelia nods.
That is correct. We have been meeting late in the night to practice on each other.
Leanna's eyes widen. She whirls to face Amy, completely red.
Wait, what?
Amy nods.
He has told me he has left each night feeling quite satisfied.
What?
Whoa, wait a minute. Amelia remains as stoic as ever, but she seems confused by Leanna's reaction.
I do not understand your surprise. In truth, we have shared many sessions together.
What?
The wind growls around her form, rounding on me. She means training sessions! My voice squeaks, like I've just struck puberty all over again. I show her my hand, my fingers still sizzling and smoking flame. We've been training! Training for magic! Leanna calms down as the wind dissipates around her.
Oh, right.
Jack raises an eyebrow.
You have an odd way of wording things, Amy.
Amelia doesn't seem to hear Zach's comment. Instead, she taps her chin and thought.
I am quite pleased to see you cast another element so naturally. It seems our training together has been of use after all.
Yeah, it's getting easier every time I
The
cast.
fact that you have mastered another element so quickly is very impressive. Truly, your growth has been established at an accelerated rate.
I rubbed the back of my head, a bit embarrassed. Thanks, Amy. I'm only as good as my instructor. If you thought that was cool, though, just wait until you see me cast all the elements. Once Amy and I figured out the connection between emotions and casting, I've been secretly practicing summoning other elements. By channeling what I felt when the elemental transferred me to her power, I've been able to cast both water and earth magic too. Leanna blinks in surprise.
What? Really?
I see. I suppose it would be natural for you to discover the casting methods for the remaining elements too.
Zach smirks.
Sounds like a demonstration's in order.
Right now? He nods.
Unless you can't actually summon all the elements.
I cough and take a step back, readying myself. Almost instinctively, I first channel wind magic. I've been doing it for so long now, it feels like second nature. Next, I materialize a ball of fire next to the ball of wind. The fire eagerly laps at the wind. Focusing my concentration, I remember the tranquility of the Earth Temple and create a shield of earth. Cool liquid forms on my fingertips as I summon water. With all the elements in hand, I mold them into their own balls of energy and let them loose into the sky. I wonder what happens if I combine them. I summon a fireball and add wind magic to it. The fire eagerly eats at the added oxygen, swelling twice its size in an instant. Whoa! I drop concentration as I try not to burn myself. Maybe I should try something else. I bring up an earthen shield and ice it over with water magic. Summoning wind magic, I fill the energy into a small whirlwind and slowly add fire to it. Then I launch it at the frozen shield. The ice fizzles beneath the fire's heat, and the shield blasts to bits. My friends duck to avoid the shrapnel. Sorry! The breathing starts to become labored, and sweat beats on my temple. I wonder what would happen if I try to combine all the elements at once. I try to mash out all of the elements into one ball of energy, but my knees give out. Ugh! Magic blinks out as I slide to the grass. My chest struggles for breath, and I gulp in the air in short gasps. My muscles burn as if I just finished a weight training session instead of a magic training session. Leanna rushes over to me, her brows furrowed in concern.
Are you okay?
She frantically checks me, making sure that I haven't suffered any external injuries when I fell. I give her a calming smile, but she doesn't seem convinced. Yeah. Kara looks nervous.
Maybe you don't try that again for a while.
Amelia tilts her head.
A curious reaction, but one which is unsurprising.
I remember the warning she gave me about using the high amount of energy at once. I used too much energy again, didn't I? She knows. If this keeps up, I'm never going to be able to open a rift to go back home. How do we move past this?
Casting magic is just like building any other muscle or skill. The more you practice, the stronger your ability to cast multiple elements will become.
I guess I'm going to need a lot more training, huh?
Indeed.
Our eyes lock. A light sparks behind Amy's eyes, and I feel a smile slowly rise on her lips. It's like there's a deep understanding between us that wasn't there before. Leanna's face is still creased with worry.
Right. Just stay here for a while, okay? You need your rest. We can take care of cleaning up the camp.
Kara and Zach and Kara nod.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We'll take care of it.
Boy,
The Punko bounces into my arms. He snuggles up to me, trying to comfort me.
boy.
I smile and pat him on the head. I'm starting to feel better already. The others leave me to rest, and I hear a small sound. What was that? Something shifts from the corner of my eye. I blink and lift my head. A pink Pongo hops out of the edge of the forest. She pauses, looking around. Ah, another Pongo. I wonder if she's lost. My Pongo perks up in my lap. The pink Pongo blinks. She tilts her head.
Boy.
The Pongo's cheeks dust pink against his blue. His eyes shimmer with wonder. Is this love at first sight? The Pongo blinks and shakes his head. Snapping out of his trance, he bounces up to her. She smiles shyly. My blue Pongo shivers heavily. He splits into a wide grin. Which quickly transforms into a lewd grin. Oh no. The pink Pongo scrunches up her little face in disgust. In a flash, she scampers away. Although my Pongo tries to stop her, he's too late, and she disappears from view. He waits and then slumps. He shrinks about 2 inches, absolutely crestfallen. Hey little guy, you alright? His body, heavier than usual, deflates. He flops face first into the ground like a glob of ice cream. His voice is muffled against the grass. Oh no, I've never seen him like this. I pat him on the head. It's okay. We've all been rejected at some point. He snaps at me. Okay, maybe he's not really looking for advice. I pause and look around, trying to think of something. Sunlight glints off my gauntlet. I blink and glance down at it. I have an idea. The Pongo looks up, the sound of me fiddling with my gauntlet. It takes me a few minutes to pry the crystal out, but when I do, I smile and extend it to him. Hey, I don't really need this anymore, so I'd like you to have it.
Boy?
Pongo's eyes go wide and he sits up.
Boy?
A huge delighted grin spreads across his face.
Boy?
He leaps between my neck and shoulder, nuzzling me. He's cold against my skin, making me laugh and squirm. I lift the crystal up to him and his mouth chomps over it.
Boy?
He leaps down and hops away, content with his new treasure.
You came on too strong.
That story startles me. I look around. The group has already finished cleaning up the camp and is standing beside me. Kara shakes her head disappointedly.
Doesn't matter the species, there's always one thing on their mind.
Amelia pats the Pongo on the head.
Do not fret. One day, you will find a mate with exceptional eyes and exquisite roundness.
Leanna smiles encouragingly. Speaking of Pongos and relationships, how do Pongos mate anyway? Kara gives me a pointed look.
See? One-track mind.
Leanna gives me a disapproving look. Zack just shakes his head.
I think now's about as good a time as any to head out.
Agreed.
Still feeling the lingering effects of my cast, we make slow time, but we continue our journey towards Hearthstone. After about 4 days of travel, we soon see the buildings casting tall shadows above the gates of Hearthstone. The wrought iron gates have intricately curled cast iron tips. I can already tell that the place is more extravagant than any other town we pass through. The guards look us over as we approach, but when they see Leanna, they nod deeply.
Welcome back, my lady.
Yes. Thank you.
Leanna blushes deeply as she stammers out a reply. The guards bow slightly as Leanna hurries us through. Wow, you're quite the popular one around here. Leanna laughs awkwardly.
Oh, I'm sure they say that to all the girls.
Are you sure you're not secretly famous or something? Trace scowls.
What? That's crazy.
That's a bit of an overreaction. I know. I was just joking.
Oh, right.
Leanna exhales but doesn't seem any more relaxed. I narrow my eyes. Unless there's another reason that guy would call you his lady. Eyes widen and she quickly raises her hand, shaking her head.
Him? No way. Don't be ridiculous.
Yet! I wrap my arm around her waist to pull her close. Because you're my lady! Leanna smiles gently, then detangles herself from me. Why is she being shy again? Leanna hurries ahead and leads us through the finely cobbled streets. The shop's fronts are all neatly trimmed with respectable potted plants and other small decorations. The signs all have various elegantly looping letters. I feel like I've just stepped into a Jane Austen novel. Amelia frowns close behind, clutching a Pongo to her chest. She surveys her surroundings with still silent interest. Kara flashes that playful smile.
My lord.
No.
Oh, come on. Won't you at least offer me your arm?
Why? You always just take it anyway.
She bows.
You don't have a romantic bone in your body.
She tugs on Zack's arms anyway. He doesn't resist, and soon the two of them catch up. The further we travel through town, more people seem to recognize Leanna and give her the same polite greeting. She nervously responds, trying to downplay the attention. Okay, now it's starting to get weird. I exchange confused glances with my team. Finally, we reach a deserted area of town. A smile returns to her face as she recognizes the shops and streets which we travel. Although she doesn't talk about her home much, I can tell she's happy to be back. Our boots crunch under white gravel as we turn into a long tree-lined drive. Lush green lawns and colorful gardens sweep from the road to the estate. The estate is dazzling white and maybe 4 or 5 stories tall. A large fountain sits before it, the water spraying and glittering in the sunlight. Beyond the mansion and framing in the scene are the mountains and the brilliant blue sky. Kara's eyes go wide.
Whoa.
Zack whistles appreciatively.
Damn.
Amelia pauses, taking in the mansion.
The architecture for this building is quite exquisite. Would this be the town hall or mayoral house, perhaps?
Leanna twists her skirt nervously.
Not quite.
What is it? As if on cue, a small woman with simple clothes and plaited hair passes by. She nearly drops the bag she's carrying when she sees Leanna and dips into a low curtsy.
Milady, you returned home. Home?
You grew up in style, huh?
Leanna's cheeks flame.
It's nothing.
It's just a house. The others turn to look at me. Car squints.
Just a house?
I shrug. Yeah, I mean, a fancy house, but it's not like it's a castle or anything. Leanna turns even redder.
He's right. This is where I grew up. It's nothing special.
Car chokes.
Are you two blind? This place is practically a palace.
Leanna sucks in her breath. It seems like all of our excitement has got her flustered.
Let's just get going.
We follow her up the gravel road. As we get closer to the fountain, I notice the same sigil on Leanna's letter is engraved into the stone. The waterworks run from a sapphire swan. Pongo's eyes go wide.
Boy!
He swims out of my scarf and leaps into the fountain before landing in a big splash. I think he just cannonballed right in there. The Pongo burbles happily in the water as he continues to splash around, pretending to be a fish.
Aww!
Leanna rushes over to the fountain and gives the Pongo a little tickle. He goes happy at bubbles.
I wish I could save this moment forever.
Shall I go and fetch the portrait, Master?
No. That won't be necessary.
Your own portrait master too? Just how rich are these people?
As you wish, milady. I shall go and alert your father of your return.
She curtsies again and hurries towards the mansion.
So that just happened.
Kara giggles.
I think you left out a few important details, which would have been nice to know.
Indeed. If we had prior notice of your noble heritage, perhaps we could have made more appropriate preparations on our presentation.
Presentation?
Yes, such as our choice of dress.
She looks pointedly at Kara.
I dress very appropriately for my profession.
We just stare at her. She presses her arm.
Well, it's a little too late for that now.
Don't worry about it. We'll just go in and I'll say hi to my parents, and I'm sure we'll be out in no time. Come on.
Leanna leads us to the front door. She reaches up to a golden door knocker and pounds twice. The double doors fly open. An older man greets us with a warm smile.
Lady Leanna?
Leanna's face lights up.
Scrogens! It's good to see you're still doing well.
The butler, or Scrogens, as it were, bows at the waist.
Lady Leanna, how good to see you. Your father...
He trails off, eyeing her clothing.
My lady, what are you wearing?
Huh?
She glances down at her white armor, or flashes across her face, and she squeaks.
Oh, this old thing?
It's a new uniform for the mage researchers. Scrogens frowns.
Sir, please forgive my impudence. However, I do recognize the uniform of a mage knight when I see one. After all, we do have a mage knight within the House of Dawn.
His voice rings with pride. Oh, Scrogens, if only you knew. Leanna's face turns pink.
Pay him no mind, Scrogens. Now, where is my father?
Leanna deeply avoids answering. The air of authority in her voice silencing Scrogens. He's unconvinced, but he lets the subject drop. He clears his throat.
Ahem, as I was saying, my lady, your father is in an important meeting.
Leanna frowns.
I see. And my brother?
Your brother will not arrive until this evening,
He looks apologetic.
and the rooms are not yet prepared.
Leanna blinks.
My most profound apologies. You and your...
He pauses. His gaze travels to Zach's weathered trench coat, Amelia's school uniform, and Kara's skipping outfit. He sees a sword strapped to my back and arches in their mouth.
guests are more than welcome to wait here, if you so please.
No, thank you.
Her answer is unusually firm. Even Scargins look surprised.
Of course, as your lady pleases.
Leanna looks a little uncomfortable.
How do you guys feel if I show you around town instead?
I'd be down for that. Carver.
That's a good idea. I'd be interested to explore where Lady Leanna grew up.
Leanna stiffened.
It's just Leanna.
Kara giggles, but Scargins looks disapprovingly.
Lady Leanna, we would be happy to provide someone to show your friends the town. However, we do request your presence here at the house.
Oh? How come?
It was requested by your mother that should you return, she'd like your opinion on the preparations for this evening.
Leanna sighs, but no.
Of course.
Thank you, my lady.
He bows and disappears into the mansion. Leanna sighs again and turns to face us.
Sorry about that.
The burden of being a princess, hmm?
Leanna shoots her a look, but Kara merely smirks.
Are you going to be okay on your own?
It will be no different from when we explore any other unfamiliar town.
Zack and I nod. With a short goodbye, Leanna twirls around and enters the mansion, shutting the crystal door shut behind her. We head back towards the town. So what's the plan now?
I think I'm going to go to the marketplace. What about you, Zach?
Zack rubs.
Oh, probably go to the...
Kara interrupts him.
In. I don't know why I asked. What about you, Amy?
She looks thoughtful.
Perhaps I will search for a library.
Sounds about right.
We make our way down the gravel path until we arrive back into town. We all split off and head in different ways. What do I feel like doing? Hey! Amy! She stops and turns.
Greetings.
Mind if I join you?
If you so wish, I do not mind.
We begin walking in silence. As we pass the marketplace, we see a stall loaded with volumes of books. Amy slows down, craning her neck to look. That bookstall looks interesting. Mind if we stop and take a look? She agrees, and we approach.
Hello, hello! What can I interest you in today?
We're just browsing. Amy flips to one of the books.
The pictures are quite fascinating. They are unlike any text I have seen before.
He beams.
These are character books.
Character books?
Yes!
He flips to one of the books. They look like comic books, with panels of hand-drawn characters speaking in thought bubbles. As I glance at the novel Amy is looking at, I notice they're all the same art style. These look like the mangas we have back home. Immediately.
I see. And those are fictional narratives.
Yeah. She hesitates and continues flipping through it. I'm surprised you're still checking these out. I wouldn't expect you to be the type to be interested in mangas.
In truth, I have never read one.
I could help you find something that you might like.
That would be appreciated. What do you recommend?
I really like anything to do with robots. Let me see. I was close to see if anything catches my eye. This one seems pretty similar. Students go to an academy to study how to pilot and maintain mechanical units.
What are these units for?
It used to be for military use, but now it's for recreational sport and entertainment.
That could be enlightening.
Amy accepts my suggestion and approaches the salesman.
I would like to purchase this novel.
Excellent choice.
She turns to me.
Are you also purchasing a character book?
Yeah, one of these did catch my eye. I pick out one of the mangas and pay for it. The salesman places our books in 2 separate bags. I'm excited to dive into a new manga. It's been a long time.
Thank you for helping me choose the perfect fictional narrative.
Hope you enjoy it. She nods.
I have spent much time in leisure. I should make productive use of this free time and see if there's any research or reading I could do on either the Shadow Temple or Void to help us with our imminent battle.
That makes sense. I'll leave it to you then. She nods and then we separate, going our different ways. Let's go see what my good buddy Zach is up to. I weave my way through town until I stumble across the inn. I'm surprised to see Zach drinking at a table instead of his usual position at the bounty board. I slide into the seat next to him. Hey! Zach blinks as if coming out of a trance.
Oh, hey.
His eyes seem distant, like he's something on his mind. Everything okay? He doesn't say anything. His hands tighten around his mug.
Yeah, I've just been thinking.
I sit up straighter. Oh? I pause, waiting for him to continue. About what?
My parents.
Zach is actually confiding in me? This feels like a whole new level of trust I've never had. I get that. Sometimes I think about my parents too. I wonder what they're doing. If they're thinking about me. Zach nods sympathetically.
It's a bit different for me. I became an orphan when I was really young. I don't remember my real parents that much. But I do remember the sense of warmth and security I had with them. I know that they loved me. They were good to me. He
hesitates, searching for the words.
After they were taken from me, I guess I always hunted for that feeling of being accepted and wanted.
I know. Yeah. I can't even begin to imagine what Zach is going through.
Damon gave me that.
His throat throbs. He takes a heavy drink. After a moment, he shakes his head.
Bear was already a part of the group when I joined. He had been there for a full year. Damon looked after the both of us. Since I couldn't remember my real father that much, I always looked up to Damon. He was like a father to me. I thought he was like a father to Bear too, but...
His grip tightens around his mug again.
We all loved Damon. Everyone in that group supported each other like a real family. To know that Bear could betray us like that.
His words feel heavy. They hang in the air. I'm not sure what to do, so I reach over and clasp a hand over his shoulder. I'm really sorry, man. He nods.
Thanks. It's all over now anyway.
He trails off.
Sorry. I didn't mean to get all serious.
No, it's completely fine. You've gone through a lot. Sometimes it's better to just let it all out. Zach nods.
Thanks.
I nod. What are friends for? A small smile puzzles his lips.
Seriously though, if it weren't for you guys, this whole fair business would have been a whole lot worse. So, thanks.
You're welcome. We fall into a comfortable silence. Zach seems more at ease now. I think he's finally starting to make sense of his past. Zach takes a few more sips of the drink. I eventually get up and stretch out my legs. I think I'm gonna go walk around outside for a bit. You wanna join? He shakes his head.
I've got a bounty board to check.
He grins, and I match it before saying my goodbyes. As I leave the inn, I feel comforted knowing that Zach's feeling more like his usual self. Make my way back to the town center and ponder my next move. Let's find Kara. I haven't hung out with Kara in a while. I wonder what she's up to. I eventually find her in the marketplace with the pongo. She holds up a nice shirt. Hey, Kara.
Oh, hey.
She absentmindedly greets me and faces the pongo.
What do you think about this?
Boy!
Oh, you really think so?
The pongo jumps up and down.
Boy!
Kara glances at the shirt again and then frowns.
I don't know. Might be too fancy for his tastes.
She puts it back where she found it.
Oh!
She gestures towards the tent that's selling genuine-looking swords. Some of them are decorated with jewels.
What about one of those? Those are nice, right?
The pongo nods in agreement.
Boy!
On second thought, I don't know. He's not really a sword guy. There's a stall selling sweets and desserts. Everyone likes those, right?
Boy!
Kara plants a hand on her head.
Are you just agreeing with everything I say?
The pongo grins. He bounces even higher than before.
Boy!
Kara sighs.
That's not very helpful.
I stifle a laugh. I guess the pongo isn't the best shopping money. What are you looking for?
A gift for Zach. But he's a lot harder to shop for than I thought. And the little blue guy here is not helping.
Boy.
She looks thoughtful as she turns back to me.
Hey, so you're a guy. What do you think Zach would want?
Zach likes to shoot things. Probably somehow.
True.
You have any kind of games or something that involves that?
Involves what? Shooting.
Yeah. Kara thinks about it, then she brightens.
Yeah, I think I have an idea.
Kara leads me to a different section of the shop that has another man at the counter. He's surrounded by trinkets and toys.
Hello, how can I help you today?
I'm looking for wind rings.
Of course, right this way.
He shows us a sphere.
Here it is.
I blink. I don't get it.
It's a game. You shoot targets.
What targets? It's just a sphere.
The targets are activated by wind magic. See that button on the top? You press it and the sphere shoots out energy rings which go in 6 different directions. You have to try to shoot within the target.
That's pretty neat, actually.
I'm surprised you haven't heard of it. This game is pretty popular.
I'm up. Not from around here. The salesman shrugs.
This comes with an underpowered wind discharger. You won't find a better deal anywhere else.
I'll take it.
The Pongo grins.
Boy.
Kara beams after purchasing the game. Her eyes zoned into a location with silken garments.
Oh, those look pretty.
She starts to head into that section of the store. I begin to follow her when she stops me.
You might not want to go in there.
Why not? She points to the sign which clearly reads Vicky's Mysteries. I take a longer look inside the stall and notice the bras hanging off of the shelf. Oh! Again, I probably wouldn't be too happy to hear I went underwear shopping with Kara. I think I'll go take a walk somewhere downtown, actually. Kara grins.
I'll catch up with everyone later.
I'm about to go up the Pongo, but he follows Kara inside. That little pervert. Oh well. I make my way out of the shops and back to the center of town. I'll think about my next move. I think I'll finally spend some me time. I wander around town checking out the shops and the sights. It's not too different from most of the places we visited so far, although I do notice how clean and well kept the place is. Once the sun begins to dip in the sky, I head back towards the mansion. The sky is streaked with rosy pinks and soft golds. A few silver stars wink in the mist. I meet up with my friends in front of Leanna's estate. We start our way up the gravel path again. The Pongo sits on my shoulder as Kara walks next to Zach.
I wonder what Leanna's family is like.
Zach shrugs.
I am most curious to meet them as well.
Maybe they're similar to Leanna. If so, they'd probably both be selfless and caring.
Oh, you really like Leanna, don't you?
What?
It's not a bad thing. It's sweet.
We make our way up the massive stone staircase leading to the front door. Scroggins answers the door again.
Welcome back. Please do come in.
We carefully file through the doorway and into the front hall. My breath catches as I look around. A massive chandelier made of sparkling crystals hangs from the center of the high ceiling. The marble floors shine at my feet, so polished they look wet. Along all stretch ahead are countless doors. A bouquet of flowers sits atop the hall table, and a magnificent staircase sweeps in the center of the room. Amy cranes her neck, her eyes wide as she looks around. Zach looks appreciatively at the decorated swords on the wall.
Whoa.
The Pongo's eyes glitter up at the crystal chandelier. His mouth seems to be watering just looking at it.
Boy.
I give him a gentle poke, snapping him out of it. I shake my head. He deflates, pounding against my shoulder. Leanna arrives and gives us a worried smile.
How was your time in town?
Great! There were so many cute things at the shops.
I'm glad.
She twists her hand nervously and falls quiet again. How have things been going here?
Oh, fine.
I wait for her to continue. She looks blankly at me, then seems to remember.
Oh, dinner will be ready in a few minutes, if you all want to wash up first.
He shades glances.
Are you sure you're okay? Did you get a chance to see your parents?
Well, no. I mean, I'm fine. But I haven't seen my parents yet. But that's okay because Leo hasn't arrived yet. And I guess my father has some big news that he insists on sharing with both of us. Well, actually, if we're about to eat dinner, then I think that means Leo probably has arrived?
The words pour out of her mouth as if she can't control them. She finally pauses to catch her breath. Have you ever seen her this nervous before? Don't worry. I'm sure everything will be okay. She nods and takes a deep breath to calm herself, then gives me an appreciative smile.
You're right. I'm sure you're right.
She leads us towards our rooms to wash up. We each have separate rooms, a testament to just how large this mansion is. My room has eggshell blue walls, trimmed with silver. Curtains flutter in the soft breeze of open crystal doors leading to a balcony. I noticed a bed filled with plush-looking blankets and pillows. I cannot wait to dive into that. Instead, I quickly wash up using the basin shaped like a seashell, then meet the others downstairs. Leanna waits for us again. I look her up and down and blink in surprise. Why are you still wearing your armor? She blinks.
What else would I be wearing?
I thought your family didn't know about you being a mage knight.
They don't, but
She hesitates.
I don't want to keep it a secret from them anymore.
Is that why you're so nervous?
It's a big reason I am. I'm not sure how they'll react.
Kara puts a company candle on Leanna's arm.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Your family loves you.
Leanna nods. She smiles to reassure us, but worry still creases her brow. She scratches her eyes. He looks surprised at Leanna. I think he expected her to change her clothes as well, but he doesn't say anything. Instead, he leads us to the dining hall. A heavenly scent hits me in the face as soon as I enter. A long table fills the room full of delicious-looking food. Steam wafts from lamb chops, chicken, bread, lobster, vegetables. My stomach rumbles. Looks like it's going to be the best meal I've ever had. A young man clad in sparkling white armor stands in front of a huge crystal window. He looks to be a few years older than Leanna. His back is straight, and he holds his head high, exuding an air of regality and authority. He seems to be absorbed in thought and doesn't notice our arrival. Leanna beams.
Leo!
Her brother looks up from the window. When he notices Leanna, a wave of surprise flickers across his face.
Leah? This is a surprise. Did Father call upon you too?
Leanna nods. She walks over to him and hesitates. He pauses and opens his arms wide. They embrace each other tightly, but only for a brief moment before separating. Leon adjusts his armor, and his brows wrinkle as he looks over Leanna. Leanna notices his expression and wearily smooths down her armor.
Some things have changed since we last saw each other.
I see that.
His voice is flat and hard to read. Leanna squirms under his gaze.
This does explain why you were always out of town whenever I would be in Illumia. And here I was thinking you were just trying to skip out on work.
His face remains expressionless, but Leanna relaxes, and a genuine smile graces her lips.
Sorry about that. Duty calls, as you know.
I do indeed.
Judging by Leanna's body language, Leon must be accepting of her decision and to be a mage knight. He doesn't seem too surprised by this fact either. I knew she didn't have to be worried. Leon's face softens.
Do Mother and Father know?
Leanna shakes her head, the worry returning to her face. Leon looks grim. He finally seems to notice us.
Oh, you brought company.
Yes!
Leanna introduces each of us. He greets us warmly.
I hope you've all been keeping her out of trouble. I know how much of a handful she can be.
If anything, it's the other way around. Leanna's the one who keeps me out of trouble. Leanna looks amused.
Is that so?
Yeah, if it weren't for her, I don't know where I'd be right now. I cast a lingering smile in Leanna's direction, which she reciprocates. When I look away, I notice Leon's gaze on me. Was I being too obvious? As if on cue, the big doors creak open.
The Lord and Lady Dawn.
A beautiful older woman stands there, her arm linked with who I'm assuming is her husband. Loose golden curls fall at her shoulders, her smile delicate and soft. She's wearing an elegant cornflower blue gown with sparkling jewels. His father has a strong jaw and Leanna's blue eyes. His hair is also blonde, but the temples are peppered with silver. Leanna marches over to his parents and offers them a short bow.
Mother? Father?
Leon,
His father nods as Leon straightens, his eyes sparkling with pride. He claps his son on the shoulder.
you look fine as always. Still doing that armor justice.
Thank you, Father.
His mother smiles warmly and envelops him in a hug.
Oh, Leon! It's been too long. You don't come home enough.
I'm sorry, Mother. I wish I could, but
I know. I'm just being fussy. It's good to see you home again.
thank you.
Throughout the interaction, Leanna hangs back. Her father's gaze lands on her, and his eyes harden.
Leanna, what in the blazes are you wearing?
The room falls silent as everyone's attention fixes on her.
Leanna!
Leanna holds her head high.
Hello, Mother. Father.
She gives a small curtsy.
Is this another one of your little fantasies?
His tone is less stern and more one of confusion. Leanna's mother glances at her husband with concern before looking back at Leanna.
Perhaps you should wear something a bit more appropriate for dinner, dear.
No, Mother. This is the armor I chose to wear as a mage knight.
Leanna's voice rings clearly, but I can see her hands trembling. Again, there is a pause, while I hold my breath. The tension makes the air feel thick. Finally, Lord Dawn huffs.
Well, no matter. That is something which will be addressed later. For now, your mother and I have some news. Please, let's all be seated.
He and his wife sit at the head of the table, with Leanna and Leon on either side of them. The rest of us silent and fill in the empty seats.
Leanna, dear, you haven't introduced us to your guests.
Of course. Mother, Father, these are my companions. They are accompanying me on one of the assignments the Mage Guild has instructed me to investigate as a mage knight.
Her mother and father ignore the last bit of her sentence.
We welcome you into our home.
Thank you. It is an honor.
Your hospitality is much appreciated.
Thanks.
Thank you. Lord Dawn gives us a curious look.
And are you all colleagues from the Mage Guild?
No, Amy is a student mage caster from the Mage Academy.
Both of Leanna's parents looks impressed.
A mage caster at such a young age. You must be very extraordinary.
Indeed. Your parents must be quite proud. That is not an easy achievement to reach, no matter the age.
Thank you for your kind words.
Leanna introduces Zach and Clara next, but hesitates when she gets to me. I'm sinless and... I've been studying how to be a mage knight from Leanna. Her parents' expressions darken.
And what exactly have you been studying?
She's taught me sword fighting and how to cast.
Those two skills alone do not make a mage knight.
And she's also taught me how to do things simultaneously. His gaze shifts to Leanna as his frown deepens. Knowing how her family feels about her being a mage knight, I wanted to stick up for Leanna, but I think it might have just made things worse. Once introductions are over, we begin to eat. We sit in silence for a while. The only sound is the clinking of silverware. Leanna takes a bite of her stew. She smiles and sighs, practically melting in her chair.
Nothing can compare to the food from home.
Her mother looks delighted.
Do you like it, dear?
Yes, of course. It tastes just the way I remember.
I'm happy to hear that.
Your mother insisted on cooking it herself, even though I told her that's what we hire the chefs to do.
Leanna blinks.
You didn't have to do that.
I know, dear, but I remembered how much you enjoyed it when you were little.
Thank you.
Leanna smiles broadens as she takes another bite. Leanna takes a bite of the roast. Leon takes a bite of the roast.
And was this your doing too, Mother?
She She smiles and puts a hand over her husband's.
Actually, it was your father.
Both Leanna and Leon look at their father with surprise. Color stains Lord Don's cheeks.
It's not often we have the family together again. And with such good news, too.
Leanna and her brother exchange glances. Relief seems to pour into Leanna's face. At least it's good news.
What news, Father?
His parents glance at each other, then Lady Dawn clasps her hands together, flushing with enthusiasm.
Leanna, we have found you an excellent partner. You are to be engaged as soon as possible.
The entire dining room freezes.
What?
Her father beams.
Come now, Leanna, don't act so surprised. We've been waiting for this day for a long time now. And we're pleased to announce your engagement to the House of Pennington.
Leanna's face is wide with shock. The room spins. I feel dizzy. Panic spikes my chest. It's hard to breathe. Leanna's getting engaged. Zack nudges me in the ribs, hard. I jerk, whirling to face him. He gives me a pointed look. I better get my act together. But how can I? They just announced my girlfriend is to be engaged. I grab my goblet, taking huge, desperate gulps to calm myself. Leon's brows furrow. He frowns, his gaze snapping between me and Leanna.
Duke Pennington? He has to be at least 60 years old!
Her mother laughs.
Oh, my dear, of course not the Duke. That would be incredibly inappropriate. You're to be married to his son, Edward. You remember him, right? He was a bit of a skinny child, but he's grown into a very handsome man.
Leanna seems as if she's in a daze.
Engaged?
Yes, dear. He'd been away for a long time, but he's finally returned home. He's a very talented water mage. That's why he was called abroad, actually. They needed his talents.
Leon nods along to what his mother says.
I think I remember Edward. He's a nice man, if I recall. Has a soft spot for children.
Yes, exactly. Of course. We wouldn't set you up with anyone less than the best.
While Lady Dawn chats excited, Lord Dawn watches Leanna with hawk eyes.
Leanna,
She snaps back to attention.
Huh? I mean, yes, Father?
you don't seem to be very excited. Do you hear what we're saying?
Yes, Father. I hear you.
Her voice is eerily calm.
However, I don't accept the engagement.
Her parents stare at her, stunned. Leon looks back and forth from Leanna to his parents. His eyes seem to implore Leanna.
What do you mean you don't accept it? My dear, it's a very real thing that's happening.
I don't accept it. I'm not ready to be married yet.
Then you better find a way to get ready, because you will be married.
Anger creeps into his voice, and Leanna flinches.
I just need some more time. You sprang this upon me with no warning. How did you expect me to react?
I expected you to act reasonably and accept your responsibility as a member of the Dawn family.
I understand my responsibility, Father. And I'm not saying I refuse to ever be married, but I need more time.
Now, what could you possibly need more time for?
To live my life!
The anger behind Leanna's words briefly silences her father. His face turns red as anger boils. Leon takes this moment to try to intervene.
Father, perhaps the engagement can be postponed.
He shoots his son a cutting look.
Unless there is a reasonable explanation as to why this engagement should be postponed, I expect her to fulfill her duties as a Lady of House Dawn.
He slammed his fist on the table, rattling the silverware.
There's more to me than just being Lady of House Dawn. I'm a mage knight. Something you said a woman could never be.
I will hear no more of this. A lady cannot be a mage knight.
Leanna's mother tries to calm her husband down.
Darling, please. I'm sure she'll come around to the idea. After all, we raised her to be proper and to keep the family proud.
I won't, Mother. Not if it means I can no longer be a mage knight.
Lady Dawn looks at her daughter with a mixture of exhaustion and hurt.
Leanna, dear, Please be reasonable. We can't always follow the whims of our fantasies. We have certain responsibilities which must be met.
Exactly. Why can't you be more like Leon? He understands his place in this family.
If I were in her place, I would refuse too.
His parents recoil at his words as if he'd cut them with a knife. Leanna blinks in surprise and smiles softly, appreciative of his support.
Leon, what are you saying?
Father, I am putting into practice what you've always taught me. Family comes first.
Then why have you chosen to go against the family?
I haven't. I support the marriage prospect you've chosen for Leanna, but it is clear she does not want this. If being a mage knight makes her happy, then why can't we support her? She's already graduated from the program and earned her title and admission into the Mage Guild. These are no small accomplishments.
Lord Don's chair screeches as he pushes himself away from the table.
I have never been more disappointed in my children.
He turns and leaves with a flourish of his cloak.
Darling, wait!
Lady Dawn shoots one last look of frustration towards her children, then rushes after her husband. Leon stands up and brushes himself off. He gives Leanna a sympathetic look, then walks over after his parents, leaving us in silence. Leanna crumples in her seat, holding her head in her hands. There's enough tension in the air to string a guitar. There's no way I'm going to be the one to break it. Leanna sighs deeply. She shakes her head.
I'm so sorry you guys had to sit through that. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't this.
You don't have to apologize. She pushes herself to her feet.
We should leave. We need to stop Void. And clearly there's nothing else to discuss here.
Kara's brows furrow.
Maybe we should stay the night.
Why? You saw what my parents are like.
I know.
Kara's voice is soft and careful.
I know. But I really think we should stay. Give them time to think about it. Especially your dad. Who knows? Maybe things will smooth over in the morning.
Leanna scoffs.
I doubt it. He's so stubborn.
I'm not trying to tell you what to do. After all, you know your family best. I just know that if my dad were still here, I wouldn't want things to end like that. I wouldn't be able to forgive myself if that was the last interaction I had with him.
Leanna stands with her arms crossed, thinking about Kara's words. Her muscles are taut, eyes still bright with tears. Finally she nods. Her muscles unwind and she slumps a little.
You're right.
Kara smiles slightly. She pats Leanna on the arm.
Just give them time. You never know.
Leanna huffs out a deep sigh.
Yeah,
She doesn't sound too convinced.
I'm sorry. But I think I'm going to turn in early. I need some time to think.
We nod. Zach rises to us.
I think I'm ready for bed too.
We all agree. Slowly we get to our feet and follow Leanna out of the dining room. She leads us up the stairs to the hall with our rooms. As I reach my room, Zach pauses in my doorway.
You good?
His voice startles me. Yeah? Why?
It was pretty tense back there. And I know how close you two are.
I nod. Yeah. I can't imagine what Leanna's feeling right now.
Same.
I feel Leanna's pain, but also her anger. But I also feel sorry for myself too, which is the worst part because none of this should center around me. But when I heard that she was going to be engaged, it felt like someone took a sledgehammer and pounded my heart to pieces. I'm worried about what Leanna will decide. Even if she doesn't get married today, what about in the future? Will she still follow her family's wishes? The words vomit out of me, but Zach listens patiently. When I'm done, he puts a comforting hand on my shoulder. Somehow that gesture calms me more than words will do. Zach starts to head over to his room.
Rest on it. It'll be better in the morning.
Thanks. I close the door behind me and try to get settled. I haul the blankets up and close my eyes, but sleep eludes me. I toss and turn, but I can't seem to get comfortable. My mind starts to wander. Memories from tonight's dinner begin to flash through my head. Should I have done something? Said something? It was clear Leanna didn't want to do this. And the very thought of her marrying someone else. I let out a growl of frustration, rolling over onto my stomach and throwing the pillow over my head. What was I going to do if Leanna decided to go through with this? Would her parents sway to their side? Sway her to their side? Then what? The thought of Leanna never being able to go on missions again or do what she loves. Maybe I should check on her. Feeling restless, I tiptoe out of my room and over to Leanna's. Gently, I knock on the door. The door opens almost immediately. Leanna? She bites her lip.
Hey.
Her eyes are a little red and puffy, as though she's been crying. I wanted to see if you're doing okay. She shrugs, glancing at the ground.
Do you want to come in?
Yeah. She steps aside and closes the door behind me. My heart twists. I hate seeing Leanna upset like this. She slops down on her bed. Her voice is low and tired.
I just don't know what to do. I feel so torn.
She shakes her head.
I've always respected my parents' wishes. I've always done what's expected and followed my duty.
She lets out a shuddering breath.
But this is the one thing I don't think I can do, even though it's the most important.
I stroke her back, not saying anything, only listening. Leanna seems to relax slightly under my touch.
What do you think I should do?
I don't understand why you care so much about their opinion. You should just do what you want. Leanna frowns.
I can't do whatever I want. I have responsibilities.
Yeah? But you can still do your own thing. Leanna's frown deepens.
No, I really can't. I have to honor them.
Honoring your parents and obeying everything they tell you to do are two different things. Her brows crinkle in thought. Finally, she shakes her head.
I think we just have two different ideas about this. But thank you for your opinion anyway. I really appreciate you telling me what you think.
I nod. I don't think that's necessarily the answer she wanted to hear, but at least I was honest enough to give her my opinion. I'm sure no matter what you decide to do, everything will turn out okay. Leanna smiles at me. The gentle glow from the crystal lamp embraces her, bathing her in a soft, daffodil glow.
I'm so lucky to have someone like you.
I smile. Where did that come from? She looks down.
It must be really hard for you to talk about this stuff with me.
I'll admit that it's not easy to think about the fact that we might not be together, but ultimately I care about your happiness. She softens and gives me a kiss on the cheek.
That's one of the things I like about you,
She smiles again.
among many other things.
I smile back. She seems a bit more relaxed after talking. I'm glad. Maybe she'll be able to get some sleep. It's getting pretty late. I should go back. She nods and walks me to the door.
Thanks for checking up on me.
Of course. I was worried about you. I stroke her cheek and she leans into my touch. Gently, I tip her face towards me. She gazes at me with half-lidded eyes. As she closes them, I press my lips against hers. Breathlessly, we pull away. She steals another quick kiss and then opens the door.
Good night.
Good night. The door closes behind me. I turn around and nearly run straight into Leon. My stomach knots, but I try to keep my cool. Hello. He changed into more comfortable clothes, but it doesn't look like he's gone to bed yet. What's he still doing at?
I'm pretty sure your room is further down the hall.
He cocks his head, green eyes twinkling with amusement. Yep, that's exactly where I'm headed. Why are you still up? He laughs and crosses his arms.
I woke up and wanted a glass of water. The real question is, what were you doing in my sister's room so late at night?
There's no point in lying. We didn't do anything wrong. Leanna wanted some advice. Leon blinks.
Oh,
I don't think he expected me to be so straightforward with my answer.
I see.
His face changes into a compassionate but worried smile.
I'm sure everything will work out. My father tends to be a bit stubborn at times, but I know he cares about us. He just needs a while to think about it.
I know, not really knowing what to say. I hope he's right. I hope her parents can go a little easier on her in the morning. Leon taps his chin about it.
Still, sneaking around this late at night, someone could get the wrong impression. You should be more careful.
Thanks. Leon's expression was unreadable. Despite the urge to squirm, I forced myself to stay calm. I made it through the conversation so far. There's a few more minutes. He finally cracks a smile.
Well, I'm off to bed. Sleep well.
Right. You too. He turns away and strolls down the hallway to his room. I hurry back to my room and close the door, letting out a deep breath of relief. I'm so glad that was over. Leon was definitely suspicious. I slip under the covers and crawl into bed. Maybe it was because I'm wound up from all the stress, but this time sleep finds me quickly.